builders, parents, and collectors. On this episode of the Creation Evaluation Station, we are going to be evaluating this big boy, really large mech. This is the Monkey King Warrior Mech, and it's pretty much the flagship set for the original Monkey King wave. Really awesome looking, and excited to put it together. But first, before I get into it, I just want to let new viewers know that I do in-depth reviews of models and construction kits, mostly Lego, but other products as well. I also do reviews and discussions of other creative works such as movies, video games, and animation. So, because they are in-depth reviews, and this is a very big set, they can be on the long side. So make sure you're using the timestamps down below here to skip around to your favorite part, or use as bookmarks to come back to at a later date. So let's take a look at that again. It's hard to get it all in one shot, plus we got that glare. Here is the back. You see how thick it is. Ugh. Another nice picture there showing off him and then some of the side builds. That is what he looks like. Ugh. Getting down to his details. Oh boy. It is set number 80012. It's for ages 10 up, which is a bit unusual, but considering how big the set is, it's not that surprising. And one has 1,429 pieces. It originally retailed for $149.99 on the Lego website. Unfortunately, it is now discontinued. You'll have to find it other ways, maybe in stores still, but it was discontinued just past this past December here. It was released in May of 2020. So it's been around for a little while. So hopefully you've gotten your hands on it. If not, good luck out there. But yeah, really excited for this. This is the last Monkey kit set I currently own. I want to get my hands at some of the newer stuff. I will eventually. We'll be not entirely done with Monkey Kid, or just done with my backlog of Monkey Kid sets. And this is well, not the biggest. I mean, there was a lot of big sets, but it's definitely one of the bigger ones, and it really is kind of their flagship set. First wave Monkey Kid, Giant Monkey King Mech. Yeah, so I'm excited to put it together because it looks awesome, and yeah, let's open her up and see what's inside. Here we have the contents of the box, and first off, we've got two instruction booklets. One's magazine oriented, the other one's booklet oriented, I guess you would call it, but both are pretty thick, although the magazine one's thicker. We have a ton of stickers. Not happy with that, but we'll see what it looks like without stickers. That's how I usually do it. And then we've also got some vinyl pieces in there as well. We have bag 1, bag 2, and bag 3. Before I get any more, we also had some loose pieces, including this mass piece, and this, which is probably the longest Technic rod I've ever seen. I didn't even know they made them that long, but there it is. And it also comes with a, well, it feels like it's almost felt, but some kind of cape for Monkey Kit. And then moving back to the bags, we have bag 4, bag 5, and bag 6. But there is still a lot more to come. We have bag 7, bag 8, bag 9, bag 10, bag 11, and bag 12, for a total of 12 bags. Well, 12 steps. I am a little overwhelmed, especially when I opened up the box. The first thing that pops out was a bag 12. But interesting to note that none of these bags seem overly full of pieces, so they seem to be divided up pretty good in amongst the steps. Some of them have a little bit less, like this bag 11 here, although there might be smaller pieces in there. But let's start opening them up and seeing what's in each one. First, here's those loose pieces once again. That great big giant rod. And then the mast. And then in the actual first bag, we have a brick separator, of course, especially with such a large set. There's not a lot of pieces in this first bag. We got some transparent orange stuff. And these all look like parts for the bad guy's little mech. And the bad guy is in here, one of the bull warriors, or whatever they're called. Got some prints here, which is nice, considering the amount of stickers are in here. Transparent orange radar disc, a gold ring, more little odds and end pieces, some trans orange stud pieces. Now these aren't the neon ones, but they are orange. I find that interesting. We've got a bunch of hinge parts in here as well. Like I said, it's probably for the bad guy's mech, little mech, so it's got hinges and stuff in it. But that's bag one. Here we have the contents of bag two, and we have a lot larger pieces in here, although there's some small stuff as well. Bunch of clear pieces over here, including the clear door to this box. I think that's pretty neat. We got a doorway, some base plates, well, some plates, some other large pieces. We got some windows. The Monkey King is in here, along with his weapon. We have a transparent black cone. A bit strange, but yeah, we got some other little small parts in here. So there's I guess, a mix of different size parts in here, including another plate over here. But the big pieces are really big, but there's a bunch of small ones to balance it out. Here we have bag number 3. We've got some larger pieces here, but quite a few smaller stuff. We got one red pumpkin piece over there. Nice little fencing piece. Got a lot of different tiles and plates in here. We have another character. I think it's just one of the bystanders. We have fish and plants and transparent pink pieces. More plants, some tiles, a lot of little parts in here, a lot of little parts. Different kinds. We got some transparent blue dots, or not dots, studs. Windows for these pieces over here. That's it. There's quite a bit here, though. We've got our fourth bag here. We are 1/4 of the way done, or 1/3 of the way done. Yeah. We got some large gear pieces here, and I think we're actually finally getting into the mech. We got a bunch of joints, although we still have some base plates, so there might be part of it building here. But I think we're actually getting down to building the mech now. Definitely have Monkey Kid colors here with the yellow and the red, and Monkey Kids over here as well. We got some small pieces, including some printed peach pieces, and there's another printed piece down here as well. We got some foliage, so yeah, there's some kind of base building plant thing going on here. Some small gears and other small pieces. But yay, finally getting to build the mech. Here we have bag 5, and we definitely are working on that mech now. And look at all these curved pieces. Those large ones. And we got some rods and some bricks with the rod holes in them. And we have these amazing gold lacquered pieces. Look at that shine. Woo-hoo. Yeah, and there's more. There's even ingots. I'm rich. I have gold ingots. Here's your regular gold plastic. Let's take a quick look at them compared to each other. Obviously a big difference. But gold lacquer ones are definitely nicer. But I have no problem with these. I mean, we see these a lot with Ninjago and stuff. Yeah, that's bag 5. Here we are at bag 6. We're halfway done. We got some heavy duty hinges here. Big round radar dishes. Smaller hinges, studs on side pieces. Got quite a few of these half curved plates. We also have these round donut plates. We got another bad guy in here. Some other small hinges and other small pieces. Got a lot of these little 1x2 plates in red. Got a few more in yellow. But that's it. There's not too many in this bag. Here we have bag 7. We got some more hinges. Surprising I don't see a lot of Technic stuff in here. At least not yet. Got mostly plates and bricks and some specialized, you know, like studs on side pieces and things. But yeah, not a lot of Technic stuff. We got some small pins over here. We got some more of these beautiful gold lacquer pieces, including these bigger ones. Don't they just look so pretty? And we got some more hinges. That's it for that one. Here we have a bag 8. We got some more plates, smaller plates with some studs on side, a couple more hinges. Now we've got these rubber tires or whatever they're supposed to be. That's definitely interesting. I don't know how they're going to be used. Got a lot of gray pieces. Mostly studs on side pieces, bigger ones, smaller ones, a bunch of brown ones as well. We've got a bunch more drum lacquered pieces, a lot of little ones. Shiny. A couple other odds and ends in here. But that is that. Here we have the 9th bag. Got quite a few red pieces, including these studs on side pieces, a bunch more hinges, some blueberries, ball joints, brown studs on side pieces, more gold lacquered pieces, a bunch of little clip hand things, some more red pieces, and we also have another guy here. It's the Hawaiian shirt guy. I just saw him in the Minotaur set. That's kind of cool. Yeah. Here we have bag 10. Got a bunch of hinges. A lot of these angled pieces in red. There's a couple of them over here in brown as well. We got plates here and angled in red. A lot of duplicate pieces in here. We got some more gold pieces. This time we got some Nexo Night shields, but we've had a bunch of these already. These curved pieces, slope pieces, whatever you want to call them. A bunch of 1x2s and some curved pieces here. Nothing too noteworthy, but definitely a lot of pieces in bulk. Here we have bag 11. We're almost done. Second to last bag. Got a bunch of tail pieces in here. This stuff has a really long tail. These are used for something else. A lot of these small hinges. Little pieces in here, including some clear handhold parts. You know what those will be for. We have some more drum lacquered parts, including a radar dish this time. We've got some printed pieces over here. I believe these are his eyes, which there's obviously an extra one, which also means we're building his head in this bag, I could assume. Some more gold ingots. And here we have the golden banana. I find that very funny. A lot of golden pieces here. Some interesting ones I did not think I would see. Here we have the last and final bag, and we're obviously building his giant staff for the mech. The monkey staff mech. So we got tons of these round red pieces. Also got a bunch of red pumpkins, gold chains, a lot of these different rods of different kinds. I mean, these aren't Technic rods, they're just poles. Get these ball joints as well. A lot of these tassels in gold. Some more drum lacquered pieces, including another Nexonite shield, but a bunch of these wheel hubs, or whatever you want to call them. Yeah, and this is it, so let's go finish this up. Here we have our leftover parts, and we have quite a few pieces left over, and some nice ones too, like this gold chain. We've got printed peach here. Where is it? There should be another printed piece. There it is. The printed eye, although I don't know what you could use that for. But it's always nice to have extra printed parts. Got some plant pieces and some transparent pieces over here. And yeah, lots of little kibble pieces. Of course, we have our brick separator. Alright, we've got half our characters here. We've got Monkey Kid, Monkey King, and one of our innocent bystanders, and we'll look at the other one in the next group with the bad guys. But we'll start with these. Some of these we've seen before. I think we've even seen both the bystanders before in other sets, but we'll strip them down of their gear and take a closer look at the prints. We've got their gear all stripped down. We can take a closer look at their prints without all that getting in the way. Got Monkey Kid here. He's got his usual opacity issues. I don't think there's anything new about the print. I think we've seen this whole thing before. Dual moldings on the legs there. Monkey King over here also has dual molding on the legs, only it's a dark red instead of the bright red over there. And I think he's got a unique print for both his legs and his torso. I don't remember seeing so much armor on him before, and could be just for this set, I'm not sure. But he is quite snazzy with all that on. Don't notice too much opacity with this, which is nice and all, but they don't seem to have any white on him anyways like they do with Monkey Kid. Then we have our on here, and she looks pretty good. Got a nice girly top on, a necklace. It looks good. Got her scary face on. I didn't put the faces in any particular order. Let's switch around here. Here's her happy face, and yeah, she's got her nice little bow there. It's a top area tie back. Looks nice. Monkey King, he's got his happy face on back here, and yeah, there's more of that same printing. You can definitely see the dual printing or dual molding for the legs there. Much better. The printing on the front kind of distracts from it, but it looks really good, so that distraction's a good thing. And then Monkey Kid's pretty much similar we've seen before. Got his game face on, I guess you could say, grinning there with his red face. So that's that. Let's look at the bad guys next. Here we have the rest of our characters, the bad guys and the last innocent bystander, as I call them. This is General Ironclad here, and this is simply Growl. And then our innocent bystander is Gia. Now, I don't know if this is the first time, maybe the first time I have the General Ironclad figure, but these guys, the Growl here is definitely a pretty common figure. I've seen have already. Not sure about him. Yeah, I do like these weapons though. That's pretty cool. The bright orange. And as far as our innocent bystander, I just saw him in the the Bull King set. I don't know if that's the exact name for it, but once again, he's pretty cool looking with his Hawaiian shirt there. Although it's definitely got some opacity issues with it. But we're gonna strip him of all the gear, take a closer look at all that and their prints and such. Here we have them stripped down. And as you can see, these two are very similar. He's got different colored arms, but the torso printing, it is exactly the same. And yes, they don't really have faces. That's just kind of an effects part for their helmet. And our innocent bystander here is, like we saw with him before, still opacity issues here with his chest, just below his neck there. Should be as yellow as his head, but it's not. But even still, it's a neat print, and I like the Hawaiian shirt. And we see it here on the back. We get the other side of it, and his much happier face. And the bull knights, or whatever you want to call them, are once again same printing on the chest piece. These bad guys are okay. They've definitely done some cooler stuff with some of the bad guys before. These are kind of meh. I mean, the only thing, they should have done at least something different for the general, at least the printing on the body. I mean, I know, yes, he's got different colored arms, but that's really a minor difference. So let's get on with the review. So we've got everything put together here, as you can see. We already covered all the figures, and we're going to be focusing on the builds. We'll save Monkey King Mech for last, but we'll be looking at the other smaller stuff here, and let's get to it. We got this little nice little hill that serves for relaxing. Got a teacup there and some peach tree. I'm sure there's more significance to this in the show. Just not much meaning to it to me without the show. It does add a little bit more color to the whole, flavor to the whole set, but doesn't really, do much for it. And it doesn't even attach to the main building. We also have this, which I really like this build anyways, for the Nimbus cloud that Monkey King is riding on here. It's got a nice translucent base, so it looks like it's floating in the air. And yeah, definitely it's designed with looking like it's moving. Nice swooshing there. You could pop it off, but yeah, there you go. If you wanted to just fly it around like this. Very swooshable, and it looks really good as well. Now, on to the larger building here. Let's move the figures out of the way. So we got a little bit more to look at with this. This has a lot of stickers added to it. For starters, you got a billboard up here that's definitely got a sticker on it. You got other little signs and stuff here inside the building. This sign here that's got lights on the side. I like the build here for a not a telephone, but a power line pole here, and also this separates into two, and it's got the double pins, which makes it really hard to pull apart. But as you can see, it's got double pins over here, so you can change how it's attached, which is kind of nice. You can change up how it looks that way. If you look at just here, we got some like a newspaper dispenser here, or some kind of news thing. This little clear piece, which I'm not sure what that's supposed to be, but it's printed. And now for the larger main build, we got some kind of restaurant down here that makes meat buns. And it's got a stove in there that likes to pop out. A nice little build for the stove. You got a fire extinguisher there in case, things get a little hairy. And there's your meat bun sitting there. They got a pot here cooking. I love the build here for the awning, and the air conditioner is really cool here. No pun intended. But it's simply the reverse side of a turntable. You're looking at the underside of the turntable, which I think that looks really great for a you know, a vent, air conditioner vent. Got a nice little lantern here on the side. Moving up, we got fish drying out here. It's nice. And on the very top, we have some greenery growing. It's got a small garden growing up here by there on the billboard. We have a smokestack here. Now there's something more to this, which I'll show you here just a second. This is where we get a little bit of fun, where we have some large things happening, and then we got some damage. Let's see. Doing! Yeah, it breaks the wall out. But you could just keep that out because it gives you more room to work inside, but and it simply goes back on, and there's only 2 studs holding it. But yeah, this is a little lever, a smokestack that turns into a lever. And flip it hard, and it sends this wall flying. Now looking inside, on the second floor, we got a bed in there, and I said there's like there's a poster here and stuff, so those all have stickers on them. I think there was a sticker on this wall here too, if I remember right. I think that's the worst problem is this requires so many stickers. I mean, it's supposed to look like a, you know, downtown city building with billboards and lights and everything else attracting people. But yeah, there's a lot of stickers involved with this to really make it stand out. I don't know if I'll put them on there. It's not my favorite part of the build anyways. But now moving over to some mechs, we'll start with our small little bad guy mech, which I think is a really neat build for a mech. I'm not too crazy over the armaments, but it's got this weird radar dish. And the other side here, there is a stud shooter thing that has this like mega magma bomb or whatever is supposed to go on, and these can be used here at the top. They're kind of extra storage, and there is one more additional one that is floating around. So yeah, I mean, these look like missiles too on the shoulders, but they don't actually do anything. But you do got plenty of posability here, but I don't know much what you're going to do with this radar dish. And this, I mean, got some able to pose it a little bit, but once again, the way those armaments are, I don't see that that's gonna do you much good. And this is the weakest point of this, is the little cockpit. Now it's kind of neat how it's built. There's just one hinge in there, and opens up just a little bit, enough to get the guy in and out. But yeah, it comes loose like that. And once you get him in here and everything's locked in, it's not gonna go anywhere. And yeah, I really like the looks of this. The weakest part is just the way this cockpit is designed here. I think something just needs to be done a little bit different down in here. Like, I almost think this piece here just needs to go away, because that's part of the thing. It's like bumping up against that and then trying to, it's basically leveraging itself out of its studs, pulling itself right out. But other than that, I really like this. I mean, you got like the hoofs and stuff on its feet, and you got a nose ring like they have with the whole bull theme they have going on. That's pretty cute. It's not perfect, but moving on to Monkey Kid's actual King's mech. This is his mech. This thing looks amazing. Head to toe, I like what they did with the gold. It's not too overly saturated with the gold, but it definitely has a lot of highlights that spread out it. Not so sure about these vinyl pieces. They look good on it, but and they add more shine to it, but I don't know. It's just something about them. These aren't the worst offenders. The worst ones are these flags on top. up here. These I'm not so sure I like, but the skirting, it's okay. Then we have this big huge weapon here, and we'll start really with that. These are actually attached by onical ball and socket joints, which make it actually really hard to detach a little bit there, and that's quite the long weapon, and yeah, it flexes a little bit more than I'd like it to. It's not gonna break unless you really force it to. Put a lot of things on. Now, articulation. It does have shoulder articulation. It's really tight. Oh, we gotta move this camera. See, it's too tall. There we go. Start with the shoulders there. He's got shoulder rotation here. And it rotates there, but it only has this much movement here. So lifting above his head is a little bit of a problem. He's got elbow articulation. See here. And some lovely wrist movements here. Go all the way around. And these nice posable fingers. 4-fingered hand here. They're all on, well, the thumb is on a ball joint, so you can move it around in some nice positions. But there it is, the monkey's paw. So yeah, we got some decent articulation here. It's definitely not perfect. But with those stiff joints, he's definitely has no problems using the weapon. Now the head is on a joint here, and it's a click hinge joint. Goes up and down, and then he's got a twist too, but the twist is actually down towards the base and not at the top. And he's got his hairs up here that are on little ball joints if you want to move them around a little bit to give them more character, personality. I like the eyes. Oh yeah, and this is a mech. It's a piloted mech, and the front opens up here. As you can see, you put him in here, and he sits in there pretty good, and it closes right up, and you can't even see him in there. There's a couple little holes right in the middle and on the other side, but you really can't see into it. So, covered the head, covered the arms. Let's look at the legs. Legs have nice articulation here with a big joint. It also goes out and in a little bit, but there isn't a lot of room there. But you shouldn't need a lot of room. Ankles have side-to-side rotation. They have a little bit of front rotation. One click here of the click hinge. But plenty of side-to-side. That's one reason why he kind of jiggles a little bit. But he actually is pretty sturdy. And it even kind of helps with balancing him easy enough. Now, does he have posable knees? Technically, yes. But they are locked into place. But you can unlock them. First, you pull out these little pieces here. And then there are two. Ugh, he's such a big boy. Two double hinges in the back of his knee here that you can't quite see because this pumpkin's in the way. But if you pull that forward, you'll only have one joint here, and you can see you can, though, doesn't really offer too much in the way of helpful movement. You're better off just leaving it connected in there. Yeah, let's look at the back here. he has this really nice cape, which I like that, and he's also got down here a very posable tail. Got ball joints throughout the whole entire thing, so he's got a nice prehensile monkey tail, which is what you would expect from a monkey. You can't see too much what's back here because the cape, but there really isn't much to see. The cape, it does do a good job of making things look better back there. Although I don't think that's why they actually did it. I think it's just part of the aesthetic. And then you've got his big war flags here on his back, and they're all gold from the back, but you can see here the sides they got different things written on them, and they are on little hinges, and then there's an even bigger hinge here. You can move them around a little bit as you want. And that's pretty much it for its posability and stuff. I will talk more in depth about it at the desk before I do my final evaluation. We're back here at the desk, and sorry I can't get everything in the picture. This guy's just too tall and there's too much stuff here, so we're gonna have to deal with this angle and not being able to see everything. It's here, it's down. See, I got his stuff here and other stuff, but gonna give this my overall thoughts here before we do the evaluation, and we'll reveal more through that final eval. But overall, I think this is an okay set. I've got some issues with it, and it's mostly I understand now why it's a 10+ set. It's not really complicated, but this is more of a display piece. There's a lot of fiddly things on this guy that make him look good, but they pop off easy, and even while building it, things were coming off. It has some very fiddly things to it. And we'll talk more about that as I go through the final eval. But yeah, I have mixed feelings about this set. And they'll come out through my final eval. So let's start with that. With appearance, this thing looks great. This looks okay. It really needs the stickers, which I'm conflicted because it is what it's supposed to be. I mean, it's supposed to be like, you know, a flashy Tokyo, Beijing, whatever, big neon city. Think of Las Vegas, whatever, with a lot of neon lights and flashy signs. And it needs stickers, really, for that. Despite me not like putting on stickers. Now, I think there are some stickers that go on here, but he doesn't really need them. I mean, he's fine with that. There's plenty of bling there and a lot of other fancy things, including the vinyl pieces and stuff like that. So I ended up taking a plate off just really because of the heavy use of stickers with this. Now, other than that, it looks amazing and the designs look great. Even the little mech looks good over here. Ooh. Yeah, you can see the flag, see the top of it there. So things look great. Just too much stickers on the side builds here. And I gave it a 9 for appearance. I think that's okay. It's not too bad of a grade, even though my complaints. Next, as far as function goes, this works really good standing on its own, and it's pretty stable, and I like the way it's done. Yes, it doesn't really have posable knees, but kind of sort of does, but you don't need them. And there is some wobbliness to it, but the wobbliness actually, it's not wobbly enough that it's going to make it fall down. It actually lets it adjust its weight a little bit so it can balance. And I think that's really neat and good. That being said, like opening up the cockpit, putting the character in there, and some of the other stuff can be really fiddly and pieces get knocked off. The smaller stuff, even the small mech has a little fiddly thing where you put the pilot in there and the front comes off and stuff like that, and that's not the best. Now we also have this exploding wall thing that comes out here, pops out, and that works fine, no qualms there. So there's some good stuff in here, but there's some stuff that doesn't work quite the best, and I ended up giving it a 9 for function. Now, as far as fun goes, well, it was fun to put together. It was definitely interesting watching this come together and putting these things together. The biggest issue with the fun, and this is where I understand now why it's a 10 plus set, is there's a lot of fiddly things in here that will catch, you may accidentally squish. It's really hard to hold on to, finding a good place. I mean, I tried the torso, but even still, there's some places there where things can get knocked off, and that happens a lot. And having things fall off while you're trying to play with it and move it around, it's not going to be good for younger kids. That's why, like I said, 10 plus. And the same goes for, like the little mech there. You're trying to put the guy in and the thing falls off and you got to put it back together. Not really ideal situation with stuff like that. That's why I say this is more of a display piece than anything, especially the big mech. And I ended up giving fun an 8. It's not like we got a good balance of characters and narratively it's fine here, but when things fall off easily and it's hard to play with, that kind of takes away from the fun. Now, as far as techniques go, there's some amazing stuff here, and I don't see anything bad. I mean, the stuff that falls off isn't like it's not attached to good, but there's, unless you super glue things, there's no way to keep everything in place. They're attached well. There's no bad techniques here. And there's actually some really awesome techniques in this build. I was surprised there are very little technic parts in this build. There's also rubber tires that are built into the feet. So, well, tires, I guess they're tires. They could be tires. That the bottoms keeps it from, gives it friction. So it stays grounded and doesn't slide and have the feet slide out from underneath it. So yeah, there's a lot of good techniques in here, and there are no real bad ones. And I gave technique a 10. So that brings our final, or our average score. If you add all that up, you get a 36. You divide by 4, you get a 9. So the average score is a 9. Now, moving on to price. Before I actually do the calculation and all that, I want to say something that's not going to reflect in that. I think this set didn't need to be as expensive as it did, because I really don't think it needed some of these side builds. I think this building, although I like the building, and if I had a city set up, this would be a great addition, the little corner building type thing, and it doesn't need to be in this set. And you could reduce the set probably by $20 if you took that out, I would maybe keep the Monkey Kid Cloud, because that's kind of nice and isn't much, that's maybe $5. The bad guy set, or bad guy mech, yeah, definitely keep that in there so you got some more play value. So you take, it was $149.99 original retail, and you divide that by 1,629 pieces, and you get 9 cents per piece, which is below our 10 cents per piece standard, which is a good thing. It's not that much below, but it is good. And I think you're getting your values worth here. It's a good set overall. Like I said, it's not for everybody, which I'll talk more about. That 10 plus does mean something with this set for sure. And I gave the the price grade a G for good. That brings their total evaluation to a 9G, and this set is definitely not for everybody. Like I said, this is more display piece. If you're looking for really cool mech to play with, I would not get this. This is a lot of fiddly stuff, a lot of things fall off it. It looks beautiful, like I said, display piece. Display piece. So that is my thoughts. Let me know what your thoughts are down in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video, whether you like the set or not, please hit that like button. And if you're new here, subscribe. And make sure when you do subscribe, you hit the follow button, and also check out my links down in the description. I have Facebook and Twitter links there, and you'll get notifications faster than on YouTube. And also, there's a Patreon there if you want to check that out. There's not much there right now, but if you $1 a month will help. It's a more direct way to help the channel grow. So that's it for me here at the Creation Evaluation Station, reminding you that creativity is key.